everyone. In this week's Family Focus, we are once again tackling potty training. This is a three-part series. First part was how to introduce the idea. Second part was how to actually get started.
There's a lot involved.
There is a lot. It's a lot of steps, so we're giving those to you, breaking them down, and this is how to stay positive through the experience and how to avoid the pitfalls, and Dr. Mallika Marshall is here with us to explain. You're big on positive reinforcement with potty training and with all parenting in general, but with potty training in particular here.
Because it can be so frustrating for parents in particular. And so I just want to remind people that it is a process. And sometimes it can take up to 6 months to completely potty train your child. And generally, we're talking about urination. This doesn't always apply to
There can be a lot of
starting
starting and stopping, and the kids will do it for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden they stop doing it.
Absolutely. And boys tend to be a little bit more slower than girls, and firstborns tend to be slower than their siblings. So parents just need to sort of be patient and give lots of positive reinforcement. You can give praise, you can use reward charts where they get a sticker every time they successfully go in the potty. Just try your best not to criticize them, to punish them, or to battle with them, because you'll find that it'll just set you back.
What are some of the pitfalls, and how do you handle those?
Okay, so one thing we do suggest is not to transition to training pants too quickly. So stick with diapers for a while until they're sort of getting used to being on the potty. They're not very absorbent, and you can run into trouble with those.
And because the child will become ashamed or something if they end up going
No,
in,
but you're just more,
pants?
you're more likely to have more accidents, and it's sort of a nice reward, like a sort of a goal to meet, right? We're now
to get into the big girl.
To get into the big kid pants, exactly. Also, don't flush while the child is on the toilet. We're so used to doing that, right? But for a young child, that can be very scary. It makes a lot of noise. Maybe their bum gets a little wet, so have them get off the potty before you flush.
And some kids think they'll go down the drain.
Some kids think they'll go down the drain, which is very frightening. And also, when it comes to poopy, sometimes they think of that as an extension of themselves, and so they may have difficulty watching their poopy go down the drain.
You're flushing away a part of them.
Flushing away
Their
an appendage.
accomplishment just right down the toilet.
Right down the toilet.
How
So
dare you?
don't be surprised if that happens. And as you were saying, like, don't be worried if you have to start and stop and start. If it's not working for a few weeks, take a couple of months break and then try again. And if you notice that your child has reached the age of 4 and still really isn't making any headway, then it's time to check in with your pediatrician.
So to recap, introduce the idea gradually and practice a lot of patience. Don't get too bummed out.
And don't flush the baby down the toilet.
Exactly.
Right?
That's probably good advice in general. Mallika, thank you so much. Always much more here on CBSBoston.com.